Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. As you probably know, Zelensky is in the United States of America, and I don't know why he's paraded like a chained bear by these guys, because obviously he's just an actor asking for some investments in the country of Ukraine. And the investments will not benefit the Ukrainians, the investments will benefit the big arms corporations, the bankers, and the military-industrial complex, obviously, and the energy sector. Nevertheless, supposedly he comes to United States of America to go in front of the US Senate. This guy, the clown, goes in front of the US Senate to ask them for, I don't know, 100 some billion dollars package to be distributed between him and his brothers in Israel. So by Chuck Schumer and what's his name, Blinken, by the way, his brothers as well. From what? From his non-brother workers. They take it from you and me and give it to whomever they want. Not to the Ukrainian people. Don't fool yourselves. So he comes here, but before he goes to the US Senate, to where he supposedly wants to go, this is the main goal. Go over there, meet those guys, and tell them that if they don't give him the money, then all the people dying over there is on them. Yeah, this sounds very familiar. I think it happened in year 33, Common Era, somewhere in Jerusalem, if I remember. It was a trial. If you look at it, it's kind of like the same thing, you know. If you don't do this, it's because of you. I'm going to tell Caesar about it, and you is going to be all you. Okay, anyway. Maybe you study that a little bit deeper. So here you have Zelensky, instead of coming over there, straight over there, and I don't understand. It's such a irritating situation when this guy is pushed in front of the Senate again. He was here, what, a month and a half ago or so? Again, coming over there and saying you owe us, or owe me, not owe. He's going to use Ukraine as the victim so he can continue the orders from the big money. So instead of going to the Senate, he stops first where? To talk with some bureaucrats, a department, the defense, U.S. Defense Department. So he goes to talk as a I don't know, the president of a country. He goes and talks with the defense secretary, Austin, and his little Brown, his name is Brown, I can't remember his first name, the chief of staff of the armed forces. So they are in charge of our military. So he goes and talks to them first. What? And then he goes and talks with someone else right now, with the U.S. defense companies. And then he's going to go to the Senate. I thought that he goes to the Senate and he says, hey, I want the money. And the Senate would say, no. And then you're done. You go home. But no. Or yes. And after yes, you go and speak with the defense ministry or the defense secretary. And you go and speak with these guys with defense companies. Without the money, how are you going to deal with that? The help. So, and then you go to the White House and meet the guy who's going to be resuscitated from his crypt in the White House for about 15 minutes. He's going to be over there with his helmet. You see how his hair stays here with helmet. And then put him back in the crypt and wake him up maybe a day or two after for another 15 minutes after you inject him, put in the nostrils, all that in his ass, you everything. He's got patches, he's got things in his ass, suppositories that keep him in his nostrils. Just listen how he speaks. He speaks like this. He's always having a problem with a nose. He speaks on the... That's how he speaks. Listen to what's his name? The president of the free world speak. He's like having something deep inside the nostrils. He uses his mouth to talk, but he breathes in and breathes out. He's a mouth breather. What isn't he? I think anyway. So let's go to this article coming from the New Voice of Ukraine. This is the title. Zelensky meets with leading US defense companies, pitches European defense hub in Ukraine. So he tries to get these guys invest in Ukraine, which they don't even know if it's going to exist in the very near future, to build their companies over there, cheap labor, to do what? To fight the rest of the world? Yeah, that's exactly what they want. And he presides right here, is on right here, head of the table. This guy, a clown. Jesus Christ, man! You don't. We lost, or they lost. People, I think they lost really proportion. They lost sight on who this guy really is. Where, what kind of. Anyway, let's go and see what this article is. It's just too much, and I feel like I say certain things that people should already know. Is just, and I'm guessing some know and some people ignore. They're just, yeah, we're going to help, we're going to destroy the Russians, whomever, we don't care. But in the meantime, so Zelensky met with executives of leading US defense companies during his visit to Washington. Boeing president, the one who is with Haley, Nikki Haley, Boeing president. Remember, Vivek Ramaswamy slapped her at the last debate. Theodore Colbert and BAE System President Tom Arsenault, these guys, were among those invited. Zelensky expressed gratitude to all employees of American defense companies. They don't work for you. They work for the money, for the families. And unfortunately, they build weapons to be given to you with someone else's money. It's everything these guys take from others and give to you. You understand that? And they're not, like, let's say I'm in the defense company. Let's say I'm an engineer and work over there. Zelensky thanks me. I don't do that for him whatsoever. I actually do it for America. But since these guys decide that my work should be hijacked and given to this guy, what can I do? Work for my family, taxes, and shut the hell up, right? Now, and I'm quoting, I want to thank all of you, as well as your partners. I would also like to say something important to your employees. No, keep it for yourself. Thank you very much. You have done a lot for Ukraine, unwillingly, without, and not Ukraine, for you. It's, I was not asked. Thank you. You're welcome, Zelensky, but I was not asked. Without people like you, we would not be able to withstand and defend our land. Our land? Whose land? Yours, Shmihal, Reznikov's, and Yermak's? I guess. Zelensky, let's see who else. Ukraine is ready to and will produce more ammunition and military equipment, but needs support money for such powerful companies, he said. Specifically, this includes joint production of artillery ammunition, air defense systems, artillery and missile systems. That could be done with the Russians too. Just hold your breath. After the Russians take over, they will build this with you. You'll be gone by then, but with the new people put in place by the Russians this time, not by the other ones, the Russians, they will build a lot of this. So the Ukrainian people, just hold tight. The Russians are coming, will do the same thing. And you're going to build Sukhois, you're going to build MiGs, you're going to build whatever tanks and shells, how much they want. You're going to have a work industry. You're going to produce military equipment. Yeah. Ukraine also wants to invite American partners. Partners, you're not a partner, you're a vassal state. To take stakes in Ukrainian defense companies, which would be in the interest of all parties, he said. Well, if you name the parties, then we can talk. Because like all parties, I don't think that's in the interest of all parties, to be honest with you. He highlighted the importance of creating an innovative all right, good. So remember, he went to the United States of America. He met the guys in charge of the military industrial complex, right? The guys with the weapons. Then they got their weasel, how do you call them, producers, the guys, arm manufacturing companies that, how do you call it nicely here, donate for political campaigns, and then they ask you for favors, and somehow just a war breaks out and they are making great profits. So here it is. He goes over there and does it in the name of the Ukrainian people. It's such a it's low. It's very low, very low. Like if, for instance, I saw Zelensky's wife, the Ukrainian wife. She's used now to ask for the support of others. I saw a few articles with the same subject, not with her answer to Klitschko that I covered. She asked and she started blaming like the Europeans and the Americans, like me, for not supporting something in the name of the Ukrainians. So you use your wife. It's like I see these children used in that's how I see it, by the parents to beg, or for the school. You go over there and you, sir, can you buy a badge for the school? No, what is that? You are there in a bazaar? You teach them to be bazaar, in the name of, it's just using the kid is sweet kid. Yeah, I mean, you use the child. That's what it is. So the same here. She's used. It's low. The same. They talk about in the name of the Ukrainian people, the Ukrainian values. We are attacked by the Russians, and if you look, they are the big guys over there who, deal the whole thing. Why do I say that? Everything could have been just figured out with the Minsk 1, Minsk 2 agreement, and could have been avoided in December 2021. If the Americans would not have said to the Russians, no, you have no national security interest, you have no national security concerns, we don't recognize those, and we do whatever we want, and we disregard your warnings that somehow our military and weapons coming to your border is a threat to you. We disregard that. You said you're gonna attack. No, you will not dare to attack because you're afraid we're too strong. And if you're gonna attack, we got here the military industrial complex will profit a lot. We're gonna got the banks, the financial system profit a lot, and we got what? The energy system gonna profit a lot. And in the meantime, we're gonna destroy Europe, particularly Germany, deindustrialize it, and we're gonna take over. We're gonna bring more troops to Europe. So we don't wanna take over. So do it. For us, is a win-win situation. And we're gonna drag you in something that we think we're gonna win, and we're gonna drain your resources, and we're gonna the regime change in your country. So for us, it's all win-win. Why? Because we are not involved. We fight you from far away, like as I said many times, like in a circus, that tamer, trainer, however you want to call the guy with the tigers in the cage. He's got two things. One, a whip and a long pole. These are the long pole and the whip are the European Union and the Ukrainians. They never fight, like, okay, tiger, let me fight with you right now. They're not going to do that. They poke, and the tiger can't reach to this guy. He's going to have the pole and the long whip. But I am very courageous. Why don't you drop them for a second and fight head on? I don't dare even to fight Gaddafi with 4 million people. I need a coalition. The same with Iraq, 20-some million people. I need a coalition. What's the name of that? Yugoslavia, I need a coalition. Afghanistan, I need a coalition. Syria, they need a coalition with what? 40, not even, 20 million people countries? They wouldn't even dare to look in Russia's eyes because Russia can smack them. None of those guys that I mentioned could possibly smack United States of America or Great Britain. But nevertheless, they wanted a coalition, not only to legitimize it. They fight with other people. That's why they don't attack Iran. That's 80 million people. They're afraid. What? I'm talking about who? And they can't have a coalition of idiots to fight for them because Iran is too strong. What do you think? Great Britain and France will take on Iran? You make me laugh. Or what? Germany? Who will take on Iran? It's too big. The United States is not eager to invest in that war, really invest in that war, to get at war alone. That's out of them. No. Or with a coalition. No. And besides, there's some other people behind Iran that they will not dare challenge. The same guy. Russia, China. All right, my friends. Yeah, so he goes and talks with these guys, invest, give us this, and we're gonna make you great again. The arms industry. That's a golden age for them. But hey, they're just lucky that the Russians just invaded for no reason. For no reason, Ukraine. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.